Join us on the North Ayrshire coastland of Scotland as we look at a small headland which has seen its place in Scotland's past. It would see ancient Scottish kings leave their homeland for the last time. It would take place in the fortunes of the losers and the winners in Scotland's most famous battle. Its story will even take a truly international twist. Welcome to Portencross Castle. Portencross Castle, in fact the whole area around here, was a gift from King Robert the Bruce to his friend Boyd. The Boyd family were a very powerful and very strong supporter of Bruce's claim to the throne. So this whole land here was gifted to the Boyd family and they built this castle. It defends a stretch of water that looks over to Arran. Of course, Arran and the wee island of Cymru would be part of the royal hunting grounds. And during the reign of Robert II, this would become a key point of Scotland here. And you have castles at both sides of the water. One over here and on the other side of the water over on wee Cymru itself. The land round here at Portencross was originally owned by the Ross family, but they were on the wrong side at the Battle of Bannockburn. And it was after Bruce's victory and the subsequent, let's just say, getting rid of the enemies within his own country, this land was taken from the Rosses and given it to the family of Boyd. Legend has it that the Kings of Scots from the year 800 AD to 1000 AD were brought here to this very spot, and from here the kings would spend their last few days in state before their bodies were taken to Iona Abbey for their final burial and resting place. was most definitely a practical castle, and not a castle that was built for comfort. So as you can see here, the castle was built largely as a defensive position that overlooked the waters here. And this would have been a natural route for any English ships trying to come up and harry the Scots coastlines. So again, we have the castle here, we have the small island of Wee Cymru, or Small Cymru, depending on where you come from, and on the side of the castle there is another castle, both overlooking and defending this stretch of water. Behind us we have the magnificent hills of the Isle of Arran, and at the time of King Robert II or Robert III, these would have largely been an island that was used for hunting and private hunting grounds for the kings, so they could, in peace from the peasantry, chase the deer. Spanish galleons would make their ways to the safety of Scottish waters after the Battle of Gravelines. Spanish ships of the Great Spanish Armada would find their way into Scottish waters, some of them coming to their tragic ends in the waters near here. But the Scots would do their best to protect the Spanish fleet as best they could. Ships could be found as far away as the Isle of Mull, but these waters would become a safe haven, or as safe as possible for the Spanish ships before they could make their way back to their own lands. A Spanish galleon would actually be sunk in the waters near here, and this cannon is believed to have been brought up from that said wreck. The wreck's position was actually a closely guarded secret by the locals for many, many years. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like and perhaps even consider subscribing if you want to catch up with our next adventure as we explore Alaba and beyond. See you next time.